Hi, this is the fifth argument in the series of 5 from Dr. Craig's article presenting 5 arguments for that God exists. This argument number 5, is titled The Ontological Argument from the Possibility of God's Existence to His Actuality. So here we go. The last argument I wish to discuss is the famous ontological argument originally discovered by St. Anselm. This argument has been reformulated and defended by Alvin Plantinga, Robert Maydole, Brian Leftow, and others. I'll present the version of the argument as stated by Plantinga, one of its most respected contemporary proponents. Plantinga conceives of God as a being that is maximally excellent in every possible world. Plantinga takes maximal excellence to include such properties as omniscience, omnipotence, and moral perfection. A being that has maximal excellence in every possible world would have what Plantinga calls maximal greatness. Now, Plantinga argues, 1, it is possible that a maximally great being exists. 2, if it is possible that a maximally great being exists, then a maximally great being exists in some possible world. 3, if a maximally great being exists in some possible world, then it exists in every possible world. 4, if a maximally great being exists in every possible world, then it exists in the actual world. 5, if a maximally great being exists in the actual world, then a maximally great being exists. 6, therefore, a maximally great being exists. Premise 1. It might surprise you to learn that steps 2 through 6 of this argument are relatively uncontroversial. Most philosophers would agree that if God's existence is even possible, then he must exist. The principal issue to be settled with respect to Plantinga's ontological argument is what warrant exists for thinking the key premise, it is possible that a maximally great being exists, to be true. The idea of a maximally great being is intuitively a coherent idea, and so it seems plausible that such a being could exist. In order for the ontological argument to fail, the concept of a maximally great being must be incoherent, like the concept of a married bachelor. The concept of a married bachelor is not a strictly self-contradictory concept, as is the concept of a married, unmarried man, and yet it is obvious, once one understands the meaning of the words married and bachelor, that nothing corresponding to that concept can exist. By contrast, the concept of a maximally great being doesn't seem even remotely incoherent. This provides some prima facie warrant for thinking that it is possible that a maximally great being exists. And that's all I have for this video. There's a lot more that Professor Craig says in his article. If you just want to click the link in the video description, you can see everything else that he has to say about this argument. Thanks so much for watching.